Hello everyone, this is Asra Sultana, Assistant Professor in EEE Department working in ISL Engineering College. So I am taking the subject Electrical Machine 2 for EEE third year students. So today's topic is synchronous condenser and its applications. So let us first see what is a synchronous condenser. Synchronous condenser is a synchronous motor running at no load and in overexcited mode. Okay, so what is a synchronous condenser? It is a synchronous motor which is running at no load and in overexcited mode. So synchronous motor in overexcited mode will behave as a capacitor which will be indicated by a leading current or supply of volt ampere reactives. See what is VAR here? VAR is nothing but volt ampere reactive in the circuit by a synchronous motor. Okay, so synchronous condenser is a synchronous motor running at no load and in overexcited mode. And in overexcited mode, it will behave as a capacitor which is indicated by a leading current or supply of VARs in the circuit by a synchronous motor. Synchronous condenser is also known as synchronous compensator or synchronous phase modifier. Okay, so say synchronous condenser, we can name it as either synchronous compensator or synchronous phase modifier. Synchronous condenser or synchronous compensator is a synchronous motor running without a mechanical load. So we are not giving any mechanical load to this motor, or we can say it as condenser or compensator, and we are running it. So it can generate or absorb reactive volt ampere or just volt amperes by varying the excitation of its field winding. Okay, so field winding will be there, and we are varying the excitation of the field winding, and it will generate or absorb the power. It can be made to take a leading current with over excitation of its field winding. So in such a case, it will deliver inductive or absorbs capacitive volt ampere reactive. So it can take leading current or lagging current, and it will deliver inductive or it will absorb capacitive volt ampere reactive. If it is under the excited condition, it will draw the lagging current and therefore will supply capacitive or absorbs inductive volt ampere reactive. Thus, a current drawn by a synchronous capacitor or condenser can be varied from lagging to leading smoothly by varying its excitation. So, by varying the excitation, current drawn by the capacitor or the condenser can be varied from lagging to leading. So when the motor power factor is unity, DC excitation is said to be normal, and over excitation will cause the motor to operate at a leading power factor. Under excitation causes it to operate at lagging power factor. Okay, so over excitation is causing the motor to operate at leading power factor. Under excitation will cause it to operate at lagging power factor. When the motor is operated at no load and with over excitation, it takes a current that will lead the voltage by nearly 90 degrees. So it will behave like a capacitor, and under such operating conditions, synchronous motor is called as synchronous capacitor. So when it is operated at no load with over excitation, it will take a current that will lead the voltage by nearly 90 degrees. Okay. For a pure capacitor, we know that current will lead the voltage by 90 degrees. So in that case, the synchronous motor is called as synchronous capacitor. Since a synchronous condenser will behave like a variable inductor or a variable capacitor, it is used in power transmission systems to regulate line voltage. So like capacitor bank, we can use an overexcited synchronous motor to improve the power factor of a system, which is poor. Okay, so the poor power factor of a system can be improved by using a overexcited synchronous motor, similar to what a capacitor bank does. So main advantage of using synchronous motor is that the improvement of power factor is smooth. When a synchronous motor runs with overexcitation, it draws leading current from the source. So here in a three-phase system, we connect one three-phase synchronous motor and run it at no load. In the figure you can see here. So there is a three-phase synchronous motor and the three-phase load is connected to it. and there is a phasor diagram here where V is taken as the reference, I is lagging V, and angle between this V and I is theta, and I will be vector addition of IL and IM. Okay. Suppose due to reactive load of the power system, the system draws current IL from the source at a lagging angle theta L in respect of voltage. Now the motor draws a current Im from the same source at a leading angle theta m. Now the total current drawn from the source is the vector sum of the load current IL and motor current Im. Okay. So total current is a vector sum of load current and motor current. I is equal to vector addition of IL plus Im. IL is load current and Im is motor current here. So resultant current I drawn from the source has an angle theta in respect of the voltage, and this theta will be less than theta L. Hence, power factor of the system cos theta is now more than the power factor cos theta L of the system before we connect synchronous condenser to the system. So, power factor is improved here. That is, poor power factor is has been improved here. Okay. So, synchronous condenser is a more advanced technique of improving power factor than a static capacitor bank. But power factor improvement by synchronous condenser below 500 kVAR is not economical than that by a static capacitor bank. So synchronous condenser is a more advanced technique of improving power factor than a static capacitor bank. Okay, so there is a static capacitor bank with the help of which we can improve the power factor, but synchronous condenser is more advanced technique of improving power factor than than using a static capacitor bank. So, but power factor improvement by synchronous condenser below 500 kVAR is not economical than that by a static capacitor bank. Okay. So for major power network, we use synchronous condensers for the purpose, but for comparatively lower rated systems, we usually employ capacitor bank. So advantages of synchronous condenser are that we can control the power factor of system smoothly without stepping as per requirement. Okay. So what is the major advantage of a synchronous condenser? We can control the power factor of a system without stepping as per requirement. In case of a static capacitor bank, fine adjustment of power factor cannot be possible. Rather, a capacitor bank improves the power factor stepwise. So, fine adjustment can be done in case of synchronous condenser, whereas power factor is improving stepwise in case of a capacitor bank. The short circuit withstand limit of the armature winding of a synchronous motor is high. Although synchronous condenser system has some disadvantages, the system is not silent since the synchronous motor has to rotate continuously. Okay, so as the motor is rotating continuously, some noise will be produced. Okay, an ideal loadless synchronous motor will draw a leading current at 90 degrees electrical. An overexcited synchronous motor has a leading power factor. This makes it useful for power factor correction of industrial loads. Both transformers and induction motors will draw lagging currents from the line. Okay, what is that current which they draw from the line? That is called as magnetizing current. So transformers and induction motors will draw the magnetizing currents from the line. On light loads, the power drawn by the induction motors has a large reactive component and the power factor has a low value. The added current flowing to supply reactive power creates additional losses in the system. Okay, the current which is added flowing to supply the reactive power will create additional losses in the power system. In an industrial plant, synchronous motors can be used to supply some of the reactive power requirement by induction motors. Okay, so in industrial plants, synchronous motors are used to supply some of the reactive power which is required by the induction motors. So this will improve the plant power factor and reduces the reactive current required from the power grid. So synchronous condenser provides stepless automatic power factor correction with the ability to produce up to 150% additional volt ampere reactives. The system produces no switching transients and is not affected by system electrical harmonics. Some harmonics can even be absorbed by synchronous condensers. and they will not produce excessive voltage levels and are not susceptible to electrical resonances. Because of the rotating inertia of the synchronous condenser, it can provide limited voltage support during very short power drops. So the use of rotating synchronous condensers was common in the 1950s. They remain an alternative or a supplement to capacitors for power factor correction because of problems that have been experienced with harmonics causing capacitor overheating and catastrophic failures. Synchronous condenser also useful for supporting voltage levels. The reactive power produced by a capacitor bank is in direct proportion to the square of its terminal voltage. And if the system voltage decreases, capacitors will produce less reactive power when it is most needed. While if the system voltage increases, capacitors will produce more reactive power, which exacerbates the problem. So what we are telling here, that reactive power produced by capacitor bank is in direct proportion to the square of the terminal voltage. So reactive power is directly proportional to the square of the terminal voltage, and if the voltage decreases, capacitors will produce less reactive power, and if the voltage increases, capacitors will produce more reactive power. In contrast, with a constant field, a synchronous condenser naturally supplies more reactive power to a low voltage and absorbs more reactive power from a high voltage, plus the field can be controlled. So reactive power will improve voltage regulation in situations such as when starting large motors or where power must travel long distances from where it is generated to where it is used, as is the case with power wheeling. The transmission of electric power from one geographic region to another within a set of interconnected electric power systems. So reactive power will also improve the voltage regulation in situations such as when starting large motors. Okay, so whenever you have to start the large motors, the reactive power is improving the voltage regulation, or where power must travel long distances from where it is generated to where it is used. Okay, there. As is the case with power wheeling, the transmission of electric power from one geographic region to another within a set of interconnected electric power systems. Synchronous condensers may also be referred to as dynamic power factor correction systems. These machines can prove very effective when advanced controls are used. So PLC based controller with power factor controller and regulator will allow the system to be set to meet a given power factor or can be set to produce a specified amount of reactive power. What is PLC here? Programmable logic controller based PLC based controller with power factor controller and regulator will allow the system to be set to meet a given power factor or can be set to produce a specified amount of reactive power. On electric power systems, synchronous condensers can be used to control the voltage on long transmission lines, especially for lines with a relatively high ratio of inductive reactance to resistance. Thank you everyone for watching the video. So today's class we have studied about the synchronous condenser and what are its applications. So what is a synchronous condenser? Synchronous condenser is a synchronous motor running at no load and in overexcited mode. And in overexcited mode, it will behave as a capacitor which is indicated by a leading current or supply of VARs in the circuit by a synchronous motor. Synchronous condenser is also known as synchronous capacitor or synchronous phase modifier. And synchronous condenser is a synchronous motor running without a mechanical load. It can generate or absorb reactive volt ampere by varying the excitation of its field winding. So in the short questions also you may get a question, what is a synchronous condenser, or applications of synchronous condenser, or you may get a long question like write a short notes on synchronous condenser and its applications. Okay, so synchronous motor or condenser can be made to take a leading current with overexcitation of its field winding. So it will deliver inductive or it will absorb capacitive volt ampere reactive. if it is under the excited condition, it will draw lagging current and will supply capacitive or absorbs inductive volt ampere reactive. So current drawn by a synchronous capacitor or condenser can be varied from lagging to leading by varying its excitation. Okay, so by varying excitation, lagging and leading power factors we can get. Okay, so when motor power factor should be unity, excitation DC excitation should be normal. Okay, over excitation will cause the motor to operate at leading power factor. Under excitation will cause the motor to operate at lagging power factor. So synchronous motor behaves like a variable inductor or a variable capacitor. It is used in power transmission systems to regulate line voltage. So it is similar to a static capacitor band, but the main advantage of synchronous motor is that improvement of power factor is smooth. So how we are getting that smooth power factor improvement? Uh, we can adjust the power factor very fine with the help of the synchronous condenser. Okay, this is a three-phase synchronous motor where we can see a three-phase load is connected to it, and V is the reference here, reference phasor. I is the current, current is lagging voltage V, and I is equal to IL plus vector addition of IL plus IM, load current and motor current. Total current is vector addition of load current and motor current. So, due to reactive load of the power system will draw IL from the source at a lagging theta in respect of voltage. Motor will draw a current IM from the same source, and angle will be theta m. So, total current drawn from the source is vector sum of load current and motor current. Okay. So then we have seen the applications of synchronous condenser. Over-excited synchronous motor has a leading power factor. This makes it useful for power factor correction of industrial loads. Transformers and induction motors will draw lagging currents from the line. Synchronous condenser will provide stepless automatic power factor correction with the ability to produce up to 150% additional volt ampere reactives. Okay. So use of rotating synchronous condenser was common in 1950s. They will remain as supplement to capacitors for power factor correction because of problems that have been experienced with harmonics, causing capacitor overheating and catastrophic failures. Synchronous condensers are useful for supporting voltage levels. So we have seen that synchronous condensers are referred as dynamic power factor correction systems. And PLC based controller with power factor controller and regulator will allow the system to be set to meet a given power factor or can be set to produce a specified amount of reactive power. Thank you everyone for watching the video. I hope the topic is clear to everyone.